So, Prateek, I have a question. Can I?
Sure. That's what I wanted.
So, when I using union, so I'm getting error, a red cross.
Red cross, is it?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, that means you have written query which is not right. Go ahead and share your screen, Vivek, quickly.
Okay.
Hi Prateek, good afternoon. Sorry I'm late.
That's fine.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, but where is the union clause?
Okay, 1 minute. Sorry, not union. It's. I'm trying to do this one. But it's not.
Why you should not be mentioned. Wait, elective.ad.
No. What are you trying to do? What is the question? Show me the question again. Find it. Okay, so this we have not learned yet. Find the number of students learning piano in each class. We will learn it today. Number of students. But if you want to understand the list of those students who are learning piano, so go back.
Actually, I'm also trying this one. I'm trying this syntax.
So go back. I will show you. Go back. Yeah. So what is the name of the database? The name of the database is WikiDB, and these are the columns that we have. Okay. All right. These are the tables that we have. All right. So
yes.
Right, WikiDB dot s students, right? S students, comma s music. So in line number 11,
I'm using chess and Briz, and I want to extract from only
okay,
two.
That's fine. So then bridge, comma, you've written as a, just write comma, as after as a, write comma. You after a, write comma. Here.
After a.
Second line.
Here, line number 11.
Okay. Comma.
See, because of this comma, these two tables will get joined, right? And then a dot aid is going to b dot bid, and then semicolon.
Semicolon.
And then select this entire thing from here to here. Sorry.
Okay, but why showing this red mark?
Because you have not closed the previous script.
Okay, so I'm stuck there because I'm showing this mark.
This.
Okay, understand. Thank you.
Got it?
Yeah, thank you.
You can stop share. Thank you. Okay. All right, guys. So let's begin. I hope most of the folks have joined. Well, 30% of the folks. Any other question? Anything from yesterday's discussions? Anything, guys?
Hi, Prateek. I'm on mobile, and I might not, ask you anything. So please.
Why would not you ask me anything, even if you're on mobile?
I don't have any query.
I see. That way.
Thanks.
All right, guys. So yesterday, what we did is we actually looked into various different types of joins, right? Inner join, left join, right join, and full outer join, and how do we use them, where do we use them, and so on and so forth. Today, and we also understood, what join helps us to do. Join helps us to get data from multiple tables, right, in a synchronized fashion. Today, our focus would be on using or on and analyzing the data further with the help of something called as group by, which helps us to summarize the data. As an analyst, one of the most important tasks that you do is that you summarize the data. For example, one very basic question, if I were to ask you here, that how many people are working from home and how many people are working from office in this batch of folks that we have in this community right now. So you will say, all right, maybe 30 people are working from home and 10 people are working from office, right? So that is a summarized information, and using that summarized information as a decision maker, I would say, all right, my 2/3 of the people are working from home, 1/3 of people are working from office. That means, people prefer to work from office or work from home. Do you understand? So I am making some decisions based on summarized information, right? Let's say you buy something from Amazon, right? Now, let's say Amazon just finished its, a discount festival, a grand discount festival, and you want to understand that which product category sold how much worth of products, right? So all that could be done using summarization, and summarization in SQL is done using something called as group by statement. Okay, so that's what we will look into. I am going to be using this CC_profile database, which is credit card profile DB that we have, this one, right, which has all these 3 different tables, right? So if you just for your
region underscore.
yeah, let me just alter table region. So we get all this data, right? We have region and fraud, and then we have customers region. So we get this data, which all customers are there, and which city and which region, right? And we also know that we can join the multiple tables. We have seen it multiple times yesterday. We can join all these 3 different tables and get the data out from these 3 different tables as well, as we saw yesterday. Now, if my question is this, list the total number of females and males. So if you look at it, what am I looking for is, as an output, I'm looking for something like this, as an output, I'm looking for female. So I'm looking for gender here as a column, and I'm looking for a count, right? Male, how many? Female, how many? Is it making sense, everybody?
Yes, Pratik.
Yes, Pratik.
So, if now, first question to ask is, where would we get this data from? So we know that this gender information is given in the customers table. So we don't have to hop through multiple tables, or we don't really have to join multiple tables in this particular query. So from customers, then here we will write group by. And now tell me, group by which column? Group
Gender.
by
Gender.
which column?
Gender.
We will group the data by gender, right? Semicolon. And what do I want to select?
Male and female.
No.
Gender and
customer
gender and
count.
customer.
Gender.
Gender.
And then SQL, just like Excel, has a lot of functions. We have seen it as well. There are some functions which are called as aggregate functions. And which are those aggregate functions? The aggregate functions are the typical functions that we normally see anywhere. For example, the typical aggregate function that we normally deal with on a daily basis is count, sum, average, max, min, variance, standard deviation, if you want to go a little more statistical in nature. So these are the common group functions or aggregate functions that we work with, or summary functions that we work with. in general for any business analysis, data analysis, right? Or group functions as we call them. Is it making sense, everybody? So here also we have a function called as count, and count should be applied onto which column? Like in Excel, we apply count to a particular
Gender.
column. So on which column should we apply the count?
Gender.
Gender.
Now, if I want to ask you this,
No,
Customer
I think-
name or customer ID.
Customer name.
think about this. I would rather want to apply this count function on a column which contains data for each and every customer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Customer ID.
So ideally, I should include a column which all the rows in this table should ideally contain. So I'm going to put cust ID. I could have put gender as well, but what if we have gender information missing for some customers, right? Then they would be ignored. If we do count on the gender column. Did you understand what I just said, guys?
So can we use name also?
Yeah, you can.
So basically, we are giving the criteria.
Not
Criteria.
criteria. There is no criteria here in this
Okay.
query.
Pratik, it's same as we apply on the pivot tables, right?
Absolutely. This is like pivoting.
But Pratik,
Pivoting.
here we are counting the gender. Why can't we write the gender in this bracket?
We can also, but then it will ignore those customers for which we do not have gender information available, Shikhar. Because gender is not a, let's say it's not a mandatory column, Shikhar. But cust ID, we know that every customer will have a cust ID.
So do we need the cust ID or the gender count?
That's what I'm saying as well. My point is, what are we doing with count? We are, let's say you have, these, imagine you have this person, you have this person, you have this person. Let's say this is female, this is male, this is female, this is male, this is female, and this is female. Right, Shikhar?
Yes.
And IDs are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now there is one more person, and we don't know the gender because that gender information is, let's say, missing. One more person. Let's say 7 and 8. But they are customers, so hence we have the customer ID. Do you understand? So if you do count on the basis of gender, then these two customers, so then the data will be like this. We will have gender, female, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will have 4 here. And male, how many? 1, 2, right? And then there'll be null here. Oh, sorry, my bad. Just one quick mistake here. If you did this count on the gender, then we will get this data. Altogether, there are eight folks. Are you getting my point, Shikhar?
Yes.
But this will show you 6 folks.
Yes.
Enough. 2 people will be ignored because we have done count on the gender.
And that's also that we also don't know the gender. That's why they are not. But in customer ID, suppose the gender is not mentioned there, but the customer ID is mentioned, then they will be count all.
Count on the customer ID. If you do count on customer ID, then female 4, male 2, null will also be 2.
So there will be a separate row for that. Okay.
Yeah.
I have one question. If we have count on name and we have duplicate name available in the table.
Doesn't matter if you're
Same.
grouping the data by gender, would not matter, right, Ashish?
Okay.
That would have mattered if you were grouping the data by name.
Okay.
I got your point, Pratik. So basically, we are preparing a summary for the whole table.
Yeah. If you want to prepare the summary for the whole table on the basis of gender.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now,
Pratik,
you may say that I don't care about those customers for whom we do not have the gender information available. That's fine. You can do count on gender. I get the point. See, these are small nuances. Okay, I mean, as a whole, at a macro level, what you need to understand is you want to do count generally on a column which will contain data for each and every row of the table. Okay.
Okay.
So that is why, generally speaking, what we end up doing is we end up, let's say, doing count on the column which is like the primary key, which is like, you know, a column which will have data for each and every row of the table. Okay.
Okay.
Then this will give you the output like this. Look at this.
Yes. Yeah, this is the ratio between male and female.
This is the count of male and female, Shweta.
Sanjeet, yeah.
Correct. Now,
Somehow this function is not giving me any output.
Faisal, don't try it yet. I'm going to give you enough time right now, okay, to try. Look at this. From customers, what is the execution sequence, right? What is the first thing that will execute? First, the table will open. Then, if there were any where condition, then that would have worked. But in this case, there is no where condition. Then it goes to grouping. Then finally, it goes to select. Did you understand the execution sequence? The system will execute, right?
Yes.
And remember, gender, I mean, grouping is a big operation. What if there were 1 million customers? Then the system has to first figure out what the gender is. Then they have to somehow in their RAM memory somewhere put that data after allocating, I mean, after grouping them by a particular gender, then by another gender, then it will come to select. So it's not a small operation. I get a point. A lot of things are happening behind the scene. Now there is one more thing that I would tell you here in the same breath. If you're not sure what the primary key of this column, in this table is, right, and you just want to ensure that you apply the count on that column which contains data for each and every row in the table, then you can also do count star. What this count star does is it automatically applies the count column on a count function on a column which is going to have data for each and every row in this table, which is essentially the primary key. So it's like saying that count on the primary key column. Do you understand what I just said, guys?
Yep.
Yes.
So let's do this. So they show you the same data. Correct?
Yes,
Now, if I have to analyze the monthly credit card uses of males and females. So again, now think of the ideal output. It's very important to think of ideal output in these kind of queries. Okay, as a business questions start to become more complicated, you want to first understand what is that we are looking as an ideal output. So analyze the monthly CC uses of males and females. What does it mean? Monthly CC uses is one column here, right?
Yes.
So what do we want to do here? We want to understand that gender, then monthly CC uses, and then count. Meaning female, let's say low, how many people? Female, medium, how many people? Female, high, how many people? Male, low, how many people? Male, medium, how many people? And male, high, how many people? Did you understand this, guys?
Yes, Pratik.
Yes.
Yes, Pratik.
Okay, now from customers, why should I do it? You write the command. Write the command for me, please.
Yes.
This is the output that I'm looking for. You have understood what is the meaning of group by and how do we do it in SQL. So please go ahead and write the command. So the first question is which table are we going to get this data from?
Customer only.
Customer only.
All right, go ahead and write the command.
So select gender, comma, monthly usage, comma, count, bracket, star, from customers, group by gender. Now I'm stuck.
Yes. I'm also stuck. Means
So-
we have to group by 2 columns.
And?
No.
Should it be and?
Okay.
Can we see previous code? This one.
Group by gender. Comma.
The first question is which table? Customers table. Do we need any kind of where condition here? Do we need to filter any specific set of rows here, guys?
Yeah, Pratik, where it could be in the case of gender, where male equals to high. We can
Where
put
what?
But we all need all the information.
I
We
don't
don't-
think so. We need to use where here, Pratik.
Yeah, there is no need to use any where condition here because
We
think
need
about
to
it.
start- Yeah,
We need data for everybody.
yeah.
So Pratik, I think I did it. So it would be like next line group by gender and monthly CC usage.
Yeah, so group by gender, comma,
Monthly
Comma,
CC
monthly,
usage.
yes. I also
CC
did that.
usage, right?
Yes.
Then here
Gender,
gender, monthly CC
CC.
usage, comma,
count.
count
So
of
it is showing
Star.
female low 169, male low 280, male low 1.
I got the same result.
Me too.
And now if you want to see all females together, then all males, then we can also sort the data. First, have you guys understood why we have grouped the data by 2 columns here and not 1 column? Everybody?
Yes,
Pratik.
Pratik.
Yes.
Tarun, did you understand this, Tarun?
Yes, Pratik.
Otherwise, it will group by 1 column only, right?
Yeah, I mean, here we wanted, because if you notice here, we wanted the data, this summarized data by 2 different columns. So it's like in pivot also, if you remember in Excel pivot, you at times you would bring 2 variables in the row label, right? And in the values block, you would bring 1 summary values there, right?
Yes, yes, Pratik. I got the same result. You were talking about some sorting.
Yeah. So now here, how do I? Yeah, Shweta, go ahead, Shweta.
No, sorry.
Yeah. So how do I show all females together, all females data together and all males data together? So write order by gender ASC. ASC basically means alphabetically
Ascending.
increasing order, ascending order, alphabetically ascending. A is always smaller than Z, right? That means if I select this entire thing and I run it, I get the data as this. All females together, their data here, then this. Got it?
Yes, Pratik.
And now you can export this data into Excel CSV file, and then you can create visualization on this data, like a chart.
Pratik, I have a question. Suppose we have a data in Excel how do we change it into CSV file so that we can import it in?
We discussed that. I will again discuss it, no problem. Let's say I open let's say I don't know, just opening some data here. Let's say this is the data. So I can just go to file, save as, and in the file type here, I'll select this CSV, not this one, this one.
Okay.
But then there are a couple of things here to remember, okay? The first thing you need to remember is that your data file should not have, I mean, the Excel file should not have multiple tabs in it. Because when the moment you convert an Excel file into a CSV, it will only store one tab of data in one file. Plus, there cannot be any formattings and no formulas will be saved.
Okay.
I get a point, because CSV is just a very basic file format which only considers values.
Okay. Fine.
All right. Anyway, this is clear, guys. From group by, order by here.
Yes.
Got it?
Yes.
Now, imagine if I had said the same question, analyze the monthly sales of males and females. Imagine if I had said males and females for.
Pratik, sorry to disturb you. I'm getting some error limit 0,000.
Copy paste your query, Ashish, here if you can.
Just come on.
Pratik, sorry, I missed that part of ascending and descending because of the power cut. So ASC means ascending,
And DSC would mean descending.
descending. Okay.
Or if you don't write anything, by default it is ascending.
Okay. Order by.
Hi Pratik.
Hi, Arshad.
Yeah, I am getting the red cross error in front of order by gender ESC.
You have to share your query in the chat window. Can you do that, Arshad?
Yeah, please. Yeah, sure.
I should need to remove the comma after
Remove
gender.
remove the comma after order by gender.
Yes.
So before
Yeah,
ASC, remove that comma.
yeah, thank you. It's working.
I'm getting the error. I'm just sending query.
Pratik, can you please explain group by, order by? What is difference between group by, order by?
Sure.
Send a query.
From customer.
What is this? What is this mon?
Monthly CC.
No, what is this mon H customer? What is that? MONH customer?
Same.
That should be monthly CC usage.
On
Select
this,
gender, monthly CC usage, not
yes, it is.
MONH.
It is monthly usage CG only.
No, your query it says, Ashish, the one that you sent to me, it says MONH customers.
Also, the table is not CUST customers.
And it is CUS
But while I am copy pasting that, it's showing just a minute.
आपने ना customer, what you have done is that you've wrongly,
Okay. I
your
got it.
tables wrong, spelling is wrong, your monthly CC uses spelling is wrong in the select statement. These are the only things that are wrong. Rest everything is correct. Links are mistaken.
Monthly customer.
And Pratik, we can always use a second layer of order by. Say for instance, if I order the gender and along with the lowest and highest, we can always do a comma and then or another.
Order by, you're saying order by this the other thing?
Yes.
Yeah, you can. Let's say if I do this, order by ASC, order by gender ASC, then within that count descending.
Yes, within that, yeah. Just like in table, yeah, pivot table.
Female high this much, medium this much, very high this much, then this much.
Yes.
So first sorting is done by gender.
Gender, yes. And other
all the females. Then the second level of sorting is done by count. Remember the execution sequence, guys. Okay, in such multi-line queries, the execution sequence matters quite a bit. So if I were to ask, let's say, Vivek, tell me the execution sequence here, which the system will execute what line first? Line number 33, 32, 34, 35. Which line will get executed first?
Execute first
from customer.
33.
From
customer, yes.
Then
this, and then last one. Yes. So,
do you understand why I have used count star and why have I not used count? Because I have created an alias here. So you'll be very inclined that why should I write the entire function name? Why can't I use that alias name? But it's because of the execution sequence. By the time the system is running order by, it has not executed this statement yet.
Oh.
Do you understand?
Okay.
So Pratik, here there's no use of using an alias.
So Pratik, is this not
in the
But
output?
CNT is the column created by us. It's not existed in the table.
Okay.
It's not a really column we created.
But we are
a
doing
derived
the
column
ascending and descending.
that
Right?
Yes.
created and we labeled it as CNT.
Okay. Yeah.
But Pratik, this is a very tricky thing
Tricky nahi hai,
to keep a check on order. Yeah.
No, listen, mostly, typically, remember this, okay? From is first, then rest of the things is sequential, generally speaking, okay? There are a couple of exceptions. It's like chemistry, I mean, there are always some exceptions. But generally speaking, from is first, everything else is sequential, and then select is last. Generally speaking, present.
Pratik, so is there any sequence when we use, like, for example, if you're saying that where should come first and then order by should come, so is there any sequence there as well?
Yeah, of course. And then the system will keep giving you error. Suppose if I end up writing where here, you'll get an error. Because the where has to come before here. Right? I get a point. So
yes.
as discussed, select from, where, group by, order by, and then limit, and we will discuss a couple of more clauses also.
Okay.
Now it's working, Pratik.
So this will be the order. Select from the group.
But execution wise, this, and then
this. Yeah.
In general, this is what the sequence is in general. From first, everything else sequential, and select last. But there are some exceptions. We will discuss that also.
Okay. Thank you.
Coming here, let's look at this particular question. Analyze the monthly CC users of males and females for Northeast region specifically. So how would we write this query, guys? Please go ahead and write.
Inner join. Yeah.
Q. Why? Why do we need inner join? How did you answer that question so quickly?
Two tables are needed, region in customer region.
Absolutely right. Two tables are needed because the two tables are needed because customers table contain the monthly CC users and the gender information, and the customer underscore region table contains the other. Done, everybody?
Yes, Pratik.
So again, the idea is that first thing is that how should the output look like? It's the same thing. The only difference is this time we want everything is same. The only thing is that this time there is a where condition. So I'll just simply copy and paste the last query. And I will add where, sorry, two things. So where from customers, C inner join customers region CR on C dot cust ID is equals to CR dot cust ID. Did you understand this, guys? And where region is equals to Northeast. Did you understand this, guys? From
No, Pratik.
Arshad, why did we have to join the two tables?
Actually, I didn't get the why we use the customer C and region CR.
Chalo, if I don't do this. Did you understand what we are doing here? Why we are doing inner join?
Yes,
Why?
because two table are using different table are using, one is customer and one is customer's region. So we
No, but
need
why?
the data from two tables.
Because we need the data from two tables, because the region information is going to come from the customers underscore region table, and all the other customer gender monthly credit card users information is going to come from the customers table. Hence, we are joining the two tables, and we're joining the two tables on the basis of this common column. So we can write customers dot cust ID, and here we will write customers underscore region dot cust ID. Is this clear?
Yes.
So from here, and then where regions go to Northeast, group by gender, comma monthly credit card, and ordering what we had done earlier. I mean, if you want to do ordering like this, you can. Otherwise, you can avoid it also.
So in first line we have to write region also. Select region column also.
Why?
We do not have to show the region column.
Probably, I mean, if you want, you can. That's not a problem. Let's say if I, I group it by region also, then let's say I show it region this. It's going to be Northeast, Northeast, Northeast everywhere, Ashish.
I want to ask why we have to do group by for region. Here, right,
It's
we
a
have
good,
written.
see, generally, I mean, if you don't do it here in here, it will not be a problem. But generally, what I recommend is, if you are going to show one column in a grouped query, go ahead and group that column as well. For example, where people do wrong is, look at this, Ashish. Suppose I'm doing a very simple question and group by gender. So you group the data by gender, right, Ashish?
Right.
Now tell me if it makes sense.
Gender count. Okay.
I'm printing name, I'm printing gender, and then I'm also finding the count.
Count.
So the question is, does it make sense to put name here or not?
Yes, we have to.
Now think about this.
If we put name, we won't be able to group it by.
Let's say there are 1073 females and there are these many names.
There's no point in grouping.
We cannot write the name. If we write the name, then it will be not grouped.
Whose name will it print?
Right.
Everybody's. Yeah.
Right. So then there is no point of grouping then. So that is why if you put name, unfortunately, this will not give you any error. But it will not give you error in MySQL SQL. I mean, many other databases may also give you error. But here, unfortunately, it will give you wrong information. It looks like that there are 1927 Henrys. But that's actually wrong
information.
It's very dangerous. So that is why, as a habit, what I suggest is, if you know that you want to put region here, then go ahead. I mean, any column that you select, go ahead and group it in a grouped query. Go ahead and mention it after grouping also.
Okay, got it.
As a habit.
Pratik, in this same query, on count star as CNT, inside these brackets, in the star, can we write cust ID?
Yeah, that's what we had written. I mean, you have to write the.
I am trying with this, and it is giving some error. Okay, customer.cust. Okay, we need to mention the table name.
You'll get an ambiguity error.
I understood now. Yeah, I was not mentioning table name.
Do you understand why? Because this is the common column between the two.
Common column, yes. Understood. Thank you.
All right, guys. Now let's look at one more question here. List the total number of female customers in different regions. total number of female customers in different regions. Also sort the result by the total count in descending order. Can you do this, guys? This question. Clear? Okay, folks, anybody who was able to do this, list the total number of female customers in different regions. So again,
Yes.
if I want you, the output that I would look for here is, first would be regions, then count, right? The only thing is this has to be in descending order. So that means from customers as C, comma, inner join customers underscore region SCR on the basis of C dot cust ID equals to CR dot cust ID. This what are we doing here? We're creating table aliases. Are we clear? Now, where gender is equals to female, group the data by what column?
Region, it will be region.
Gender and region.
Region, gender, and order the data by what column?
Gender.
Count.
By gender.
Count.
By count.
So by count star. In which order?
Descending.
To DEC. And then what are we printing?
Region and count.
Something is wrong.
No result.
I think you need to group by gender.
I did only 2 rows, region and count. Then I just
It should be grouped by reason, not by gender.
Why not?
no, group by region is fine. Order by region, count descending. That is what I have done.
Group by region and order by gender.
Order by region.
See, I mean, okay, all right. Let's say I don't.
Order by region. We need order by region and then comma.
Order by gender.
No, it can't be because of that. Okay.
Gender is F, not female. Yeah.
That was amazing. You can group the data here by gender.
Yes, we can, but we wanted only 2 columns. That's why I just count of gender item.
Pratik, I got the output.
Then is fine, yes.
You want. Pratik, I got the exact output which you want.
Yeah.
Group by region and order by gender.
I mean, you'll get the same output, no problem. But again, as discussed, Shikhar, the best practice is if you're going to select a particular column in a grouped query, go ahead and group it as well.
Okay, Pratik.
All right. Now here, just want to ask you one question. Imagine in this query, I am seeing all the regions, right? Isn't it, everybody? Let's say I say that only show those regions where the count is more than 200. That means which all regions will not be shown?
Southwest.
The last one.
These 3 will not be shown, isn't it? I essentially want data only for this much.
Midwest will be seen. I think
Last two will not show.
Oh yeah.
Greater than 200. Yeah.
Yes. So Pratik, we have to write after the condition gender F end. After the end condition, we have to write
having clause will be used.
So that means this will not be shown here, right, guys? Sorry, these only will be shown here, right? So here we have to apply a condition on the basis of what column?
Count.
Count column. As a rule, very important rule that you need to remember and understand that whenever we are using one of the group function as part of the condition statement, hey, somebody is on not on mute. Naveen, can you go on mute? Sorry. Thank you. Now, as an important rule, whenever you want to apply one of the group functions as part of a condition statement, please do not put it in the where clause. Naveen, can you go on mute, please? Is it making sense, everybody? That means I would not write here count star greater than 200. I get a point. I would not write count star greater than 200 because there is a challenge. If I do that, I will get an error saying invalid use of group function. Invalid use of group function. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, guys?
What is the reason behind that?
Look at the execution sequence that we have spoken about, right? This is from then this, then this, then this, then this. Isn't it, Faisal?
Yes.
In which step are we grouping? In the third step we are grouping, right, Faisal?
Yes, yes.
Now we are applying a condition using a group function in which step now?
In the second one. Yeah.
So that means you're trying to apply a group function before you group the data, which is happening in the next step.
Okay.
I get a point.
Yes.
That is why, as a rule, you cannot use any of the group function in the where clause, because where clause comes before grouping, right? And the group function needs to apply the condition after the data is grouped. So for applying conditions specifically on group data, for applying condition using one of the group functions, we have a specific clause called as having, which comes just after grouping.
Okay. Mm.
So having and where, these are two condition statements which are allowed to be used in a SQL statement. Where is designed to apply the conditions or designed to apply the condition at a row level before the data is grouped. Okay, and having is designed to apply condition after the data is grouped. Is it making sense, everybody?
Could you please repeat this once again?
See, where applies the date condition before the data is grouped at row level. Has nothing to do with grouping. Essentially, in the where clause, we have been using where clause even before we discussed grouping, right, Shikhar?
Yes.
But having, we use having as a condition statement to apply condition after the data is grouped.
Okay.
Right?
So,
in general, if you do not remember anything, just remember one very simple rule, that whenever you have to use one of the group functions as part of the condition statement, right, you
yes.
have to use having, and having comes after grouping.
After grouping and before ordering.
Before, yes. Having is a property of a group function, I mean of grouping. So we are at a point, guys, where you can actually keep a copy of this query, right, as a printed statement right in front of your work desk, okay, for like 21 days. And then you will remember, right, that these are the things that we normally write in a select query. Select from, where, group by, having, order by, and then we will discuss still a few more things. But you know, typically this is what we normally write. Now, if I select this statement and I run it, I get this output: region, gender, and count. But it's only showing those regions where the number of people, that means the count star value, is greater than 200. Is it making sense, everybody?
Yes. Yes, Pratik.
Yes, Pratik.
One last thing here, guys. I'm just going to copy this query that we had written earlier. If you notice here, guys, if I run this statement, I get this output. Yeah. And imagine if I remove this where condition also, that means I will get this output, which essentially gives me region wise, gender wise, monthly credit card uses wise count. Right, everybody? Yeah.
Yes, Pratik.
Now,
Yes, Pratik.
now, if I simply write or let me show you another little simpler query. Group by gender, comma, marital status. Look at this. So the output I get is female, how many married, female, how many divorced, and if I want, I can order the data also. Order by gender, comma, marital status. So all females together, so and so forth. Wouldn't that be better if we can add some kind of subtotals? Let's say here I add a subtotal and saying female, whatever is the total of these three values. Let's say, do you understand what I'm trying to say? So if you want to add a subtotal,
Yes.
like how we see in Excel pivots, then in a group by clause, we can simply write something called as with roll up. So simply if I write with roll up, now, okay, just one thing, I'll just remove the order by for a moment. It will show the data properly. Look at this. Female divorce this much, female married this much, female never married this much, and female null. Null here meaning, I mean, nothing. Female total is this much. Do you see this? And then similarly for male, we have male total this much, and then we have total 3000.
And this will apply to multiple column, multiple sorting.
Yes.
Or group by.
Yes. I mean, if you have only one, then what is the meaning of roll up? So roll up is like show it with subtotal. I mean, if I had to write this query, I would have, instead of using word roll up, I would have mentioned with subtotals.
Okay, Prateek.
Okay, in a multi-grouped environment. Multi-group meaning here we have grouped the data by 2 columns. So in a multi-column group environment, roll up makes a lot more sense.
What is the other word we use it? Subtotal.
Subtotal, I mean, subtotal is what it's showing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
This is the subtotal here, right? And this is the grand total.
Okay, this is what we'll write only, no? Nothing else in there.
I mean, you have to write with roll up only.
Okay.
So guys, what we have discussed today is a very important concept, which is grouping, which helps us to summarize, ordering, which helps us to sort the data, and a few flavors of grouping and ordering as well. Got it? This will help you start thinking like an analyst, like a data analyst, right? Because this is again the true power of SQL, that it extracts the data, and also it does a lot of analysis beforehand only. Okay. I am going to, so in the LMS, I have already uploaded this script file, guys, which says grouping, ordering with exercises on credit card profiling database here. And what we have also done, by the way, is that we have created a separate section for assignments. Here, there are a lot of practice questions given, which I will upload as separate assignment as well. Please do work on these practice questions on this database. Is it making sense? Everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Prateek.
All right. Then I will see you guys in the next class, which is.
Can we see last command roll up once again?
Sure. I put it in the chat.
So Prateek, we are not having a class on Monday, right?
Yeah, actually, my brother's some engagement function is there. Yeah, so yeah, on Monday we do not, but I mean, because Monday we also do the quizzes, so I was hoping that if you could do quizzes, if you guys are available for like half an hour or so. Monday is a good day.
But Prateek, the same question that clicking, stop some thinking process. So is there any other way we can do this?
I mean, we can disable the timing thing. That's not a problem.
Can we join in here and we can
what happened if we click on a wrong answer? We cannot go back on the quiz. So if you can give the questions and we can do those questions.
Problem, Sanjeet, what happens is, okay, let me figure it out. Essentially, you're saying you want to be able to, I mean, we have, there are options in that.
Assignment based on whatever we have learned. So it will give that will give us a bigger picture, right? If in case.
No problem. So we'll give you a quiz whereby you will do the questions offline and then go to the quiz only to answer. Okay.
Okay.
So that,
Yeah,
so
that can be done. That we can do. Otherwise, also you can give us the questions and we can upload. I mean, we don't
you
have
know,
to
I mean,
upload.
my
We have
point
to
is,
just answer.
Sanjeet,
Right?
there are 45 people, okay? So if we have to check each and every assignment, then we'll not be able to give you time. I mean, not be able to give you the answer back within like quickly, right?
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
So
Yes.
what we like to do is generally that we give the cases, but we form the case questions in such a way that you should be able to, you know, kind of choose one of the options, but that you'll be able to only do once you have actually done the question by yourself.
Yes. So you can give us like time. We can do in advance and then we can answer the quiz. Aisa ho sakta hai?
Okay. So let me think about that quickly. But yeah, I mean, we'll coordinate with Vinay as well on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Prateek.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Prateek.
Thank you,
Everyone.
Prateek.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Prateek.
Thank you.